Good evening, good evening, good evening, brilliant ladies and gents. I always say that we have amazing women in this community and a few good men, right? But good evening, good evening. Tonight is a special night. We're going live we're streaming into our YouTube channel. We're also streaming into some of our Facebook pages. We wanted to bring you all into the room, have a conversation with you tonight around what's going on with Zepbound, the latest and the greatest, all of the updates that are coming our way. Come on into the room. Hello, hello, hello to all of you night owls on the East Coast. Hello. Hey, Val. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hello, Walk by Faith. Good to see you. Good to see you. Z is here. Hello, beautiful. Hello, hello. I just posted the link for those of you who want to join us, and I'm not sure how many people can be in the room at one time. And it's not Zoom, it's StreamYard, but you are welcome to come in by using that link that I have on the screen. I'll put it back up in just a second. Hey, hey, hey! You belong in here. You belong in here. Here's the link. Grab the link, Tia, and come on in. Come on in. See if you can use that link and you could come on into the room because you did a post this morning on your YouTube channel. So I definitely want to have a conversation with you about it. Terry Edwards, hello, good to have you here. Hello, hello. Tommy is back. Hello, hello, Tommy. One of the few good men is here. Hi, Lizzie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome to the room. Good to see you. Pretty me, pretty. Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. All right, BB Stacking. Hello, hello. Good to see you here. Denise is here. Hi, Denise. Come on into the room. You don't know what StreamYard is? It is, hi, Tina. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see you guys coming in. Hang on. I'm going to let you into the room in just a second. I'm going to let you onto the stage. Please open up your cameras if you're able to. If you need to blur your background, it's okay. You're amongst family. It's okay. But open up your camera so we can see you. Come on in. Hey, Pamela. You should be coming into the room too, Pamela. You're one of the super responders. You've lost a ton of weight. Hi, Kim. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see we have a lot of night owls in our community. There's a lot of night owls over here. I thought, oh, they're going to be sleeping. By 9:30, they're going to be asleep. No, no, no. You guys are wide awake. Okay, come on in. Hi, Melissa. Melissa, of course, we have you in the room already. You're already in the room. Monique, hello, hello. It's similar to Zoom. Let me see. How do I go to the room? Okay, so let me put up the link again. Here's the link, and it's also in the Facebook group. So if you click on that link in the Facebook group, that should bring you right in here, and then I'll bring you on stage. And I don't know, I've never done StreamYard with a bunch of people, but we're gonna see tonight, right? We're gonna see how we do tonight. We have to switch people in and out. I'm not sure if it's a split screen. I'm not sure what we're gonna get, what the gallery looks like. But come on in. I see a few of you coming in. Hello, hello, hello. I see you, Pam. I see you. Welcome into the room. Welcome. Oh, I see you, Tia. I see you. Okay. All right. Okay. So, hey, Felice, come on into the room if you're able to. I just posted the link. So come on into the room if you're able to. You're in Texas is still up. So you must be an hour behind. I think you're an hour behind me. Texas. Okay. So I'm going to put the link up here again for those of you who want to come into the room. You might have to take turns. I'm not sure how good StreamYard is about that, but I'm going to put the link here. And while I do that, do a quick intro and then we'll jump right in, okay? So some of you may be brand spanking new. For those of you who are brand spanking new, I want to welcome you to this. This is a special live. We don't typically go live this late at night. It is 9:30 p.m. on August 27th, but there was breaking news today that Zepbound released. So we want to have a conversation around that today and how it's going to impact you and your weight loss journey, financially, what decisions that you make for better or maybe even challenging. For those of you who are brand spanking new and are not familiar with the medication as much, you're just kind of doing your research right now. I want to tell you that Eli Lilly, who is a creator of Zepbound and Mounjaro, but Zepbound for obesity management, dropped some news today, and that news is about the about tirzepatide, right? The medication called tirzepatide, right? And it's available at different price points and different doses. And we're going to talk about it in detail. But before we do that, I just want to officially say hello, brilliant, brave ladies and gents. Thank you so much for tuning into Zepbound Journey with Ange. I'm Angela Durant. My friends call me Ange, and you can too. And if you're brand spanking new here, so nice to have you. Thank you for joining us on the journey. I know that those of you who are on the challenge, not all of you are on a GLP-1 medication. Some of you are doing it on your own. Some of you are trying other methods, but we're all in it together, and you're all welcome to the challenge, right? But we have a specific channel on YouTube called Zepbound Journey with Ange. And so the conversation we're having tonight is around that medication and the company that makes it, okay? For those of you who don't know, I've lost 60 pounds in 6 weeks, whoop, whoop, on Zepbound. And that's more than I lost after having the gastric bypass surgery. With gastric bypass, I lost 30 pounds. I lost 60 pounds on tirzepatide, specifically the brand Zepbound. So this is a special live edition due to the breaking news. Again, if you're just learning about this obesity medication, here's the skinny. Zepbound and Mounjaro are the same medication. They're both called tirzepatides. They have this dual agent, a GLP-1 and a GIP, right? And they have shown in their studies, they have shown to help people like myself who struggles with the disease of obesity lose 20 to 23 and more percentage of body weight. Have helped us lose that. Now, you may be familiar with Wegovy and Ozempic. That is made by a company called Novo Nordisk, and they're the same medication. So the tirzepatides that are Zepbound and Mounjaro, same medications. They have the same dosing structure. And then on the other side of the track, you have Wegovy and Ozempic, and they are called not tirzepatides, but semaglutides. And they have the GLP-1, but they don't have the GIP. Okay. But they also have helped a lot of people lose a ton of weight. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start letting people in. So I wanted to have people come into the room, and I want to say, let me see how many people we can get into this room at once. Oh, we can get a few people. Okay. I see you, Tia. I see you, Melissa. I see you. And maybe we'll just have, as we introduce you guys, if you can. Hi, Pam. Good to see you. You may have to mute yourself, but I'm going to see how many of you I can let into the room. Okay. I can see you guys. Turn your cameras on, and when I see your cameras on, I'll know you're ready to come into the room, and I'll go ahead and let you in. So we can have a gallery like on YouTube. That's great. That's great to see. I don't know. I'm not sure if it was you, Melissa. One of y'all was like, Ange, you need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation. Okay, it was Melissa. Okay, it's Melissa. So you have Melissa to thank for this impromptu live. We're going to have this conversation. It is definitely impacting Melissa, but I'm thinking that it may impact some others of you. Tia, raise your hand, Tia. Okay. Tia actually did, she was like hot off the presses. As soon as Eli Lilly dropped that information today, she was already creating a YouTube episode around it, which is actually really good. So you need to go check it out. Her YouTube channel is called Heal Thy Spirit. Heal Thy Spirit. And if you look at the latest episode, she just dropped it. So you want to definitely check that out. But since we have the author of that episode here with us live, we're going to have that conversation. Ladies, if you could just say your name. If I haven't already mentioned you, just say hi to the people. Say your name and how long you've been on the medication.
Hi, this is Felice, and I have been on the medication since April, I think. I'm down 57 pounds.
Yay! Hi, Felice. Hi, Felice. Now, Felice is somebody else who brings us breaking news. She brings us breaking news too. So it's so good to have you in the room, Felice. All right. Who else do we have? Go ahead. Yep. Go ahead.
Hey guys,
Hi.
this is, oh, sorry, I'll wait.
Go ahead, Pam.
Hi guys, I'm Pam or Pamela. And so I've been on Monjaro for 1 year and 2 weeks. 1 year and 2 weeks. And in that amount of time, I have now lost, I think, 103 pounds with that help of Monjaro.
That's amazing.
It's
I'm
so
like,
weird. Like,
my
you should,
goodness.
if you could see my before pictures, like I weighed 313 pounds. And before Monjaro, um, I had lost 45 pounds in the 7 months before I started Monjaro, with low carb and exercising. But I'm also like Ange. I had weight loss surgery, but I had gastric bypass first in 2000, so 24 years ago, and lost a good amount of weight. For I went from 310 to like 155, and then after about 5 years, I gained it back. And then I even had a revision 14 years ago to make my pouch smaller. And I only lost, it was kind of like for me, it was like the lap band. Like I only lost 15 pounds. Although, Angie, you're like the only person I've ever heard that's lost so much on the lap band. But
So little with gastric bypass.
I know. So I had lost almost 100 and probably 150 pounds on with gastric bypass. And so sometimes I wonder if because I had the gastric bypass, that's why I'm losing really good. And I will tell you, like probably in the first 6 months, there were some times where I felt like I stalled, and that's as you're going up in your doses. And I did the 2.5 for a month. I did 5 for 2 months, and I did 7.5 for 2 months. And ever since January, I've been on 10 milligrams, and I haven't changed it. And it's funny because now that I'm getting closer, like today I weighed 164.6, and I'm probably, I mean, I would love to be in the 150s. We'll see. I don't know. Um, but I'm still losing like 10 pounds a month. It's crazy.
Wow.
So
Wow. And
I
you're
just,
like a super responder to the medication, I think. You're a super responder, like Kristen
yeah,
from 100
yeah.
pounds down. Well,
I'm surprised because
thanks for hopping on. Thanks for
nothing has
hopping
come
on.
easy.
We're gonna open it up for discussion in a second.
Yeah.
And while we're talking, we're probably gonna need you guys to mute, only because of the back. Okay, okay. All right. So the lady in the purple, can you? Yes.
Hi, guys. I'm Terry, and I've been on Zepbound 2.5 since April the 7th. I've lost a little over 40 pounds. I'm also 70 years old, so I'm on Medicare. So the
Mhm.
news today was really exciting to me.
Okay, so we're gonna have both ends of the spectrum, right? We're gonna have people who had to pay out of pocket for it, right? And now it's gonna be cheaper, and we have people who that's not their situation. They're at a higher dose and they got to pay more. So mute yourselves. If you're not talking, mute yourself just so we don't get the feedback. So nice to meet you, Terry. Welcome, welcome. All right, I see you're squinting down beneath Terry. I don't know how you guys are showing up on the screen, but you're squinting, so you're like me. I don't know where your glasses at, but you can't see.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
Hi, my name is Monique. I'm from Connecticut, but I'm living in Georgia right now.
Oh, hi,
And I've been
Monique.
on I've been on Zepbound since May of this year. So I'm terrible in the math part of how much weight I lost because I was at 188 in April. Now I'm at like 160 or something, or maybe 150 between there.
Okay, okay. Congratulations, congratulations, and welcome to the call. Welcome to the call.
Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you.
and Tia, will you want to give your stats?
So I'm Tia. I have been, let me look at the camera. I have been on Zepbound since April 21st. I'm down 23 pounds total, and on 7.5 currently. I have one more shot of that before I move up to 10, but I already have my 10 ready to go.
Okay, all right. And Melissa, please do the honors of giving us your update.
The one that caused all the uproar.
She's the what they say, good trouble. That's good trouble. So
That's right.
tell us.
So I started May 21st. So it must be something about the 21st of the month.
Mhm.
I went on a cruise last week and I gained 7 pounds while I was gone. But I've lost that 7 and 2 more. So I stepped on the
Ah,
woman and I've lost 44 pounds since being on Zepbound. And this has
congratulations,
been
congratulations.
life
Mhm.
changing. Um,
Mhm.
you're talking to someone who's had eating disorders since she was a child. And, weight goes up, weight goes down, weight goes up, weight goes down. And, it's, I'm kind of upset about the change because I use the savings card because it's only covered if you're type 2 diabetic with my insurance. And
Mhm.
they won't
Mhm.
do a prior authorization. So I've been
Mhm.
paying 550 and I'm on the 10 milligram and was getting ready to go up to the 12.5.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
now is $650 a month. And
All
I
right, so hang on a second. So pause for a second, and I'm gonna actually have Tia. I'm gonna have Tia um, chime in here. Tia, will you do us the honors of, since you did a whole episode, so you
oh,
and
okay.
and Tia is very analytical, so she will break the things down for us. And thank you for saying yes to join last minute, Tia. I really appreciate it. Will you just kind of go through the facts? Give us the facts of what was the update for those people who are like, I missed it. I was sitting on the beach all day. I wasn't plugged in. I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I just saw the notification, so I'm on. So bring us up to speed, and then let's talk about the opposite ends of what's happening.
Yeah, so I don't want to take credit for it. I, get up at 4:30 every morning, and while I'm making my other half's breakfast and packing his lunch, I listen to YouTube. And Dave on the pen is like the news guy that, like, 5 seconds after something comes out, like, he's got news people calling him before it's actually on the news, and he like puts all the information out there. So that's where you go for your news. But that's how I learned about it. So I immediately went to the website. Well, not immediately, but found time in my morning to go to the website and research it. And what has happened is, for the lower doses, 2.5 and 5.0, they have released the vials. You do need to have your doctor send the prescription directly to Lilly Direct, which is their like mail order pharmacy for Eli Lilly. The price is the cash price if your insurance doesn't cover it, or like it's not processed through insurance, is $3.99 for the 2.5 vial, which will give you 4 doses and a syringe. Then it's $5.49. I said it in my video. I corrected it on my edit, but it's $5.49 for the 5.0 milligrams. Now, the coupon people, so if you already have a coupon and you're already paying with the coupon, that will still be good through the end of the year. If you were new to get, going on today to get the coupon price has changed.
Okay,
So
so
if
pause for a second. I just want to make sure we're clear
okay.
about this. So, the price for if you're getting above five, you're paying out of pocket, and you're using a savings card, right? The price is now 650, right? It's $100 more, right?
Right, but your current coupon will still work through the end of the year.
So that means that people like Melissa, who was paying out of pocket and she was using the savings card, that coupon, right? She was using that. She was paying $5.50. Will she still be paying $5.50 till the end of the year? And then starting 2025, she'll be paying
That's how I
$100
understand
more?
it. That's how I
Okay.
understand it. I saw another creator who actually got her prescription today and had her coupon go through at the same $5.50 price. So that's how I understand it, is that through the, like, if you already have it, then that coupon is still valid. Like, they're not going to invalidate your coupon. It's just that new people, if you've never had a coupon before and you're going to use it now, it's going to be that $6.50 price.
So that's going up another $100 after,
yeah, and that coupon's only good through the end of the year. So you'll have enough, like if you started it today, you would have enough refills. I think it's good for 5 doses by December 31st or 5 fills by December 31st. So you can get you through the end of the year. So my speculation, no facts, is that they're going to, redo the coupon, because it seems that they do that every year. So they redo the coupon at the beginning of the new year. So I guess they're going to see how things go and then decide what they're going to charge us next year.
Okay. What else do we need to know? What else would you say? What are there any?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything, beyond that. Like I said, go to their website and figure, do all the information. When your doctor sends over, like, it has the exact information that your doctor needs to send along with your prescription to Eli Lilly. So you can only get the vials directly through Lilly Direct. You can't
Lilly
go
Direct.
to like Walgreens, can't go like to Walgreens and request the vials. They're handling it straight through them. And when your doctor sends it over, it says that they will contact you. So make sure your insurance information or your contact information with your doctor, like correct email and phone number, is all updated with your doctor before you have them send it over, because I guess they'll reach out to you. That's how I understood it on the website. Again, I don't work for Lilly and have no inside scoop whatsoever.
We are not doctors.
I just like to read, and I put up a quick video on my lunch break today.
All right. Okay. So a couple things. One, I was on the earnings call, and I know that for Eli Lilly, and I know that they were not happy about all these compound companies coming out and selling the compound and of tirzepatide and losing share. Right? They're losing share because of that. Right? They're losing their customers because of that. So what my understanding is, if I connect all the dots, and you guys let me know if this isn't how you're seeing it, is they didn't, it's a business, right? It's a business that their product is great for us, but it is a business. And so they were eroding, revenue was being eroded by all these other compound companies that their people were getting great results. And I see the chat move, and I'll be over there in just a second. I see you guys. So in order to combat that, they came out and said, our medication is no longer going to be on the shortage list, right? Even though many of you have said to me, Ange, I can't find it. I can't find it anywhere. I can't find it. They're trying to get the FDA to approve, to take them off the shortage list. Take those medications, take tirzepatide off the shortage list at all the doses, right? Because my understanding is that if it is on the shortage list, then the compound companies can legally, offer you the tirzepatide, because we can't get it from the primary manufacturer of it, right? But once it is not on, once Zepbound is no longer on the shortage list, then Eli Lilly can sue these compound companies for selling tirzepatide. That's my understanding of it. So now, in order for them to be competitive, because they can't make the pens fast enough. It's really the pens that's the issue, not the actual medication, right? So, and to combat that, they're doing the vials, right? They're doing the vials, and they're doing it in 25 milligrams and 2.5 milligrams and 5 milligrams, which I think will help the bottleneck issue, right? And it is kind of competitive. Are any of you on compound? Any of you are on compound? Okay, I'm curious what people are paying on compound. For those of you in the chat, if you've been on compound before, or you're on it, or you know you have friends that are on it, let me know what you're paying. Because even at $3.99 for 2.5, I think it might be more competitive, but I think the compound still beats it. So my understanding is that is the issue. That's really the biggest issue. They want to stop the bleeding. Like, they don't want to lose all of you to compounds. Let's see. There's somebody here on compound. Let us know. I'm on compound. What can you share with us? Like, what the fee? What do they charge? What can you get? What's the lowest you've seen that you can get for that? And I'll try and catch up on this in a second. Let me know, like, what does that look like? Is it competitive? If Eli Lilly at $3.99, is the compound competitive with that? Is it way cheaper? Okay. $20 a month for what? For what? All right. So let me put that in the chat. Put that in the chat. Let me know more. And while we do that, while we're waiting for that, let's talk about Melissa's case, right? So Melissa is in a situation where she's paying out of pocket, right? Her insurance does not cover it. She's paying out of pocket, and she's past the 2.5 and the 5 milligrams. She's now on did you say 10? Getting ready to go up to 12.5.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So in your case, whether it happens now or it happens January 2025, if nothing changes with your insurance coverage, you're going to be paying $100 more for your medication.
Yeah. So when I went online today, it printed out my same coupon with the same ID number, but it has on here is $650 now, and it's only good for 5 fills. After 5 fills, you go back to regular price if you want that medication. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, you know, or they want people to just be on it temporarily. I mean, to me, this seems like a life going medication for me. You know, just a temporary thing is not gonna fix my problem. You know, yes, it's gonna help me lose weight, but what happens when you come back off?
When you stop, right? When you stop taking it, right?
Exactly.
And I would think that they would renew the coupons again too, right? I would think they renew the coupons again, but that's tough because it's already expensive at $550, and add another $100 on top of that, right? That makes things really difficult. Now let me ask you this: have you considered the compound?
Yes, I've been looking it up all day and talking to people on Facebook. You know, I have a prescription through my physician, so I don't need a prescription. I just need somebody that I can trust to make the compound and get it. You know,
Right, and you don't need a monthly membership to see a telehealth doctor. Okay.
But if they're releasing it to where it's no longer going to be on back order, they won't be able to make the compound anymore.
Right, that's the problem. They're blocking it. Really, they're blocking it.
Yep.
So that's the challenge. That's going to be the challenge. Is there anybody on here who's in a similar situation, who's already kind of had conversations with their doctors, or if you found a workaround for this? Let us know. If you could let us know. I'm going to read through the chat here to make sure I haven't missed anything. Hold on a second. Give me 1 second. Let me just populate these. Hang on 1 second. And if I miss, okay, $125 per month, 3 months at a time. Oh, that's good. Little House in the Big Apple. That's good. If you want to come in, pop into the room to tell us more about that, please do, because that $125. The only thing is, I just get so scared. I do get nervous about these different compounds companies. I know there's some really reputable ones out there that do great and the medication is perfect, but I do get a little bit nervous. But let us know how you're doing. On the so you walk by faith, you're on the beginning dose. So for you benefit from it if it's out of pocket. The other thing I was thinking about too was if my insurance already covers it and I'm using the savings card along with it to get it down to $25, will I pay $100 more now, or I'll still get it for the $25? My insurance is picking up the extra 100. Okay.
I have the coupon and it says that it's still $25 a month, or you can pay, you can get up to a 3-month supply.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Yes, they're still more expensive. I'm paying $372 a month for 10 milligrams. And let me ask you, on the compound, do they charge more depending on how much you're getting, like what dose you're getting? Do they charge more if you're on a 15 versus a 10 milligram of the compound? Does anybody know? Let me know if you know. Weekly. Okay, at Carly. So are you, you can ask the question, Tia.
Oh, he already answered it. At first, he had said weekly, and I was like 372 a week, but he
Okay.
corrected it. It was monthly, so never,
Okay.
Yeah, you're still good with your insurance card as well. Like if your insurance covers it, you're still good to get the discount. It'll still apply.
Okay.
Because you're just paying your copay basically, and they're just making your copay lower by a few dollars or whatever. So yeah,
All
you're
right.
good.
And Denise is saying that she does both the compound. The compound, she's spending $400 a month for the compound. And it's still cheaper, right? It's still less expensive as long as you can get it. Just signed on to compound today, $379, 7.5. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention too is thank you for that, Kimberly. I can't do the $650. It's crazy. It is a lot for people to pay out of pocket. The other thing I think is an issue, and these companies have to be careful because it's a drug, right? It's still a drug. And I've seen people taking the pen apart, using a syringe, taking out, like splitting doses. I've heard about them shutting, like TikTok shutting us down, not allowing us to have the conversation around these GLP-1 medications because people are doing, using a syringe and take the vial that's supposed to be for, 7.5. They're making it something else, 2. They're making it 2, 2.5, 3. So I think there might be an issue with Eli Lilly's, being concerned about the higher doses, having those available in the vial because of people half dosing. And, I did see a special where somebody overdosed on one of them. I mean, she's okay, but it took her a week to get that out of her system. She took more than she should have taken of the medication. So what are your thoughts on that? I just want to take a second and hear what you guys think, what you ladies think about that.
I think that's part of it. I've been hearing other creators talk today, and I would caution everybody that's here that's listening to kind of wait a little bit, maybe not jump out. One creator made a good point that what Lilly may be doing is, by, again, trying to get get everyone to come over that's on compounding, getting them to come over at the affordable price. And what that's going to do is open it up so that those higher doses are no longer in shortage. So like for real, like they're going to have a good surplus of pens because that's what's causing the shortage, obviously. And then once they're not in shortage, then all the people that hopped off of name brand onto onto compound, once compounds aren't allowed to make it anymore, they're going to have to try to get back on name brand because that's going to be the only way to get it, or go to semaglutide if, that's what you're taking. And then, the problem comes with if your insurance, if you've been on compound for 3 months and now you've lost 50 pounds, is your insurance still going to cover it? because you kept losing weight, even though you took a break from being on the name brand. So like all of those are things to consider when you're deciding, because, and like I said, I think, you're good with your coupon through the end of the year, whether you just got the coupon today or whether, you've had it all year. It's going to last till the end of the year. Because I mean, when I downloaded mine in April, it still says, yes, it's 13 refills, but it's to the end of the year anyway. So I think they put a new coupon out every single year. It's just going to be, we don't know what it's going to be come January until they release the information for the new coupon. So just all of those things kind of keep in mind, if everybody runs away and they, get what they want and get it off shortage, then, what then? 6 months down the road from, what are we going to do?
And let me ask the ladies in the chat too, and gentlemen, based on what you're learning about what Zepbound is doing, if you're paying $400 a month now, would you switch? Would you come off the compound and go to Zepbound right now at $399? Would you do that?
Well, you can't if you're on the higher dose, because remember, it's only $399 if you're on 2.5. So
that's right. That's right.
If you're past 5, you're that's not even an option.
No, unless you're a maintenance, right, and you're coming down. But would you come back over if you're on? Let's say you're on 5 right now. Would you change it? Let me know. I'm curious just to know if you would change it if you didn't have to change it right now. So BB Stacking says that the shortage is still terrible. So that's why you chose the compound version out of pocket. Got it. Pricing is higher it is higher for higher doses. Okay, that makes sense. So you use, so Lisa, hi. She uses Join Fridays. We did her prior auth for her, got her insurance approved. I use name brand. They offered the compound, but it wasn't at my pharmacy. Okay. Good to know. Okay. All right.
I'm curious if the one that got Friday to do her prior authorization, is she type 2 diabetic? Is that why they approved it, or just for the weight loss in general? Because my insurance refused because I'm not type 2 diabetic. They said that's the only way they would cover it.
So let us know, Lisa, about that. Let's see. Hang on. Let me just get through some of these. Monthly membership. So you have to pay a monthly membership fee too. Refill, which is $25 for 5.0. Okay. All right. So you're paying $99 for Fridays, just as a part of the membership fee. Oh, I'm sorry, Felice. Let me let you back in. I'm sorry. There you go. You're in. Please join the conversation. I'm just looking at these. I'm just trying to catch up with y'all. I'm trying to do 2 things at once. I'm trying to catch up with all the comments here. It depends on the company. It's called Mochi. Just lowered their prices. All doses the same. Wait a minute. Okay. $79 for the membership, and then $275 for all doses of tirzepatide. Wow. Okay. So that might be one of the least expensive that we've seen, right? Let's see, where are we here?
So I think I'm going to come off the medication because I spent a lot of money on semaglutide. I didn't really get any results that were impressive, but I am out of pocket maybe $12,000 or $13,000. So I'm hitting I never got a coupon for I did get a coupon for semaglutide, but when I do the math, I'm definitely over $10,000. So my approach to this when I got on tirzepatide was I just constantly reaffirmed how grateful I am for the coupon. I understood the coupon was going to have a time limit. All of the changes that have happened, I completely anticipated them. So my approach was to be very conscientious, to establish habits that I knew would be sustainable, and then to keep the weight off and maybe even continue losing by just maintaining the habits that I've already created: intermittent
Mhm.
fasting, eating slow so that I can feel
Mhm.
the signal go to my brain that I am full,
Mhm.
exercising, increasing my self care. But I think I've spent enough money. I'm
Oh
happy
my
with my
gosh.
yeah, I'm happy with my results. I'd like to
Mhm.
lose 10 more pounds, but I think that's within my capability. So if my coupon works for 550, then I will get one more refill. But if I
Mhm.
go to the pharmacy and they tell me it's 643,
Mhm.
I'm going to pass on that and just
Mhm.
rely on my new habits.
I hear you. I hear you. And now, were you ever on Zepbound? You said semaglutide.
I had been on semaglutide earlier last year.
Mhm.
I spent, I think, $7,000 and I lost 20
Oh,
pounds. And so
oh.
that was not impressive. And then in
Mhm.
April, I switched over to Manjaro. And from April to now, I'm down 57 pounds. I'm very
Mhm.
happy with that.
Mhm.
But I'll do one more round of 550. If I get to
Me
the
too.
pharmacy and it's 650, I'm out.
All right, I hear you. I hear you. Wow. Oh my gosh. It's to me, like, it breaks my heart that people are paying that much out of pocket. And I get it, because that's a year out. I would have been there too if my insurance didn't eventually cover it, right? Because we want to get healthy, right? We want to take care of ourselves, but it's just too expensive. And I know Bernie Sanders is really pushing hard on this. I know that VP Harris is pushing back on these two. I would think at some point something's got to give, and it needs to be better, right? Especially for people who have to pay out of pocket, because it's really not fair for, of course, we want they're in business to make money, but this is something that's life changing for so many of us. And
I
to
don't think that's going to happen. I don't foresee a price reduction. And I think that it's almost a disservice to get people's hopes up high in that direction. So if we assume the price is going to stay what it is, then the question that arises is, what is your game plan? But I would
Mhm.
not make a game plan on the prices falling, because you saw the Michigan situation where
Mhm.
the insurance companies are saying that it's breaking them. And I heard the head of one of the companies talking about the pricing, because they were talking about the pricing in other countries
Mhm.
being less. Like my
Yes,
daughter
a
pays
lot less, a lot
right,
less.
but the drug is not, the drug cost is not less.
Mhm.
What ends up being less for the consumer is the insurance coverage. So they're saying that the drug is offered in various international markets at the same price point, but different international markets have insurance that is covering it where it's not in the United States. So I
Mm.
just would not make a
So,
game
so
plan
hang on a
around the
second.
price.
I'm not sure if that is accurate, because there is a presentation on YouTube, where Bernie Sanders is doing, he's presenting his case on against the big pharmaceutical companies, and he's showing a breakdown, like what they're charging the U.S. and what they're charging other countries for the same drug, right? And it wasn't about the what the insurance coverage was. It was about what the pharmaceutical companies was actually charging them in those countries.
Right. So my daughter lives in Brazil. She gets the drug for $150, but Brazil has socialized medicine and the United States does not. So when a drug company gets ready to negotiate with an international market, if their entire medical system is different, they're going to pay a different price. I mean, at the end of the day, this is capitalism. And, you know, the Obama administration never got big pharma out of healthcare. Like it's never been done. I just don't think that it's worth setting up a game plan for one day these
Right.
drugs are going to be affordable if you assume that their prices are not going to come down because the patent is brand new. Then you ask yourself, so if the price doesn't come down,
Like,
what
what am I
is
gonna?
your game plan?
Yeah. Yep. I hear you. I hear you. And so for you, you're like, if it goes up, you're out. You're just gonna maintain on your own.
Well, because see, this is what I wanted everybody to understand. Somehow, first and foremost, this drug is revolutionary. It is to obesity management what penicillin is to infection management. And we are only on the precipice, but it is revolutionary not only for weight loss, but for addressing the comorbidities.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow, it got lost in translation, and people came to view it as I take this shot, I lose weight. You will have to make lifestyle changes, the kind that you can sustain over a long period of time. That's been my game plan from the time I got on this because I know how much money I invested. So I said, if I'm going to invest more money, I'm coming up with a sustainable plan. I've had 6 months on semaglutide and 6 months on trizepatide. I think I have enough habits to go forward on my own. And I would encourage everyone to think about your game plan while you're on the drug. What is it that you would be able to sustain if you had to come off for any reason?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely something you got to give some thought to, right? Because what if you right now we're all at the mercy of of these. If they decide to go up to back up to, for me it would be 1250 a month, and that's what it is. Like what are you gonna do, right? You have to decide which way you're gonna go. The fear that I have is that I don't think I could do what you're doing, right? I don't think that I could maintain my weight, even with all the great habits that I've started to acquire. I don't know that I could do that long term. And then I will share this other thing. I'm not sure if I share this in one of the other posts. Was that my nutritionist told me that there are people who are hitting they're getting into a healthy weight range, health, all their comorbidities are going away, and they're saying, okay, I'm ready to titrate off of this medication. And she said for some of the patients that she's had that's gotten off of the medication, now they've been off for a number of months, and their weight is starting to creep back on. And now they're saying, now they're trying to get back on the medication, and their insurance companies are denying them because they don't meet the requirements to be on it. So she said to me, based on my situation, she said, even if you titrate back down to 2.5 and you only take it, instead of taking it every week, you take it every 2 weeks or whatever. She was like, I wouldn't recommend you go off of it because you might have a hard time getting back on it. But I hear what you're saying, and I think it is wise for all of us to be thinking about, worst case scenario, what are we going to do? Like, what is our plan B? I think it's wise to consider that.
Well, I think you have more than one group. Now, first of all the clinical trials have shown that of the people who are on it who come off, 50% regain the weight. So if you were a betting person, okay, you got a 50-50 chance. So
Mhm.
then I would say, well, what can you do to increase the odds that you're part of the 50% who sustain the weight loss? Um, and you have to understand that our audience is large. So, in
Mhm.
our audience, there are some people who are dealing with chronic obesity and they've dealt with it over a lifetime.
Mhm.
Their trajectory might look different than somebody who gained weight episodically like I
Right.
did. But I
Mhm.
haven't been dealing with obesity all of my life.
Right.
So you're
Let me
going to
ask
see.
and let me ask you this, Felice. Do you suffer from head hunger?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not. I'm the type of person, once I eat, I don't even want to see or smell food. I don't want to take a doggy bag and smell food once I'm full. And thinking about food all the time would just irritate me. So that's
Oh, see,
not
that's
my issue.
different. Okay,
Right.
okay. I'm glad we're unpacking this because I think based on what you're saying, you probably could have success coming like, like you've developed these habits, you've re-strengthened that muscle, and the head hunger issue isn't your issue, right?
That's a major point you brought up
Mhm.
because it's a very different trajectory for people who don't have head hunger than it is for people who have head hunger. So that's a very important point.
Mhm.
See, I
Mhm.
would smell a cookie and gain 3 pounds. I ain't
Mhm.
even have to eat it. I just, and it's like automatic.
Look,
Call it.
I wouldn't even have to smell it, Melissa. I'd just be looking at you smelling it and be like, yeah. So, okay, wait. So let me pause for a second. I want to just go to the chats. Let me see what's in here. Thank you so much for the conversations, and thank you, ladies, for being willing to come on. Melissa, I'm not sure if this has delivered any additional information for you. I know the frustration that you're feeling right now. I definitely can relate to it. But I wanted to see, we have a big community. We have a broad community. So even if the people are not watching it live now, they may be watching on the replay. And I just ask this community, please, 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 as you're learning information, if you're as you hear things first before we hear it, please share it with the community because some of you may be in great shape and getting it even cheaper than you were paying before, and some of you may be struggling now. Okay, I see you, Tia. I see you with your capitalism over there for sure. And that is an issue with us here, right? Limits as long as they can until their patent is up, which is a while, right? Hey, Jen, I see you here, Jen. Hello, hello. How come you're not in the room, Jen? The price will not come down until there is competition. Lilly has the patent for 30 years. 30 years. I thought it was like 7. 30 years. Wow. And so I think that's why they're trying to eliminate compounds because compounds is the competition, right? That is the competition. Okay, hang on. Let me just catch up. Exactly. Lilly has some other drugs coming out in 2026 that might bring the price down. The drug is better, but how much will that better drug cost? Hang on a second. Let me just go here. This was extremely helpful. It helped me go low carb, intermittent fasting. And I will tell you, like, I'm trying all the things. I'm doing intermittent fasting for 12 hours as well. I just started 6 weeks ago. Yes, I will come up with a game plan. So Pebbles hears you, Felice. She hears you coming up with a game plan, but without the meds, I'm concerned the food chatter will return. Same here, Lisa. Yep, same. So it's actually a couple different camps, and there might even be a third version of us in the group. Who let's see, companies 600 monthly. Not. I wonder why some of the compound companies are so different. Like 600 to $197. Like I'm not sure I understand why the
Maybe
range is so
somebody
great.
charging fees.
The fees on top of it. Obesity is an epidemic worldwide for sure. Head hunger issues, same here. Most insurance cover BMI 30 plus, right? So what happens when you go under 30? Are you under 30, Felice? Is your BMI under 30?
I am throwing rocks at it. I'm like a few pounds coming out of the obesity range. And that
Mm-hmm.
has been my goal to get out of that range and to get out of plus sizes. And I'm only a few pounds away from goal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Okay, I don't
You
I
do.
don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm a few pounds away from goal. Y'all might be like, yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. I have a long journey. I have a long journey. Why are they denying you? Oh, you guys are talking to each other. Okay, 2039. Whoa. Okay. All right, Tia. That's why we got you here. You can chime in while I keep looking at these. Tia, you can address that.
Sorry, I had to find my mute.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it says I think that's when that's the soonest. That's still 15 years. So it could be that their patent's not up for 30 years, like Jen was saying,
Mhm.
but that's when they're projected. Eli Lilly's projected to do a generic, or people will be allowed to do a generic. So that's still 15 years from now. That's crazy.
Mhm. Okay.
Hopefully
But
none
there's
of us.
some good
Hopefully we
news.
will have gotten our down to our goal by then.
But there's some good news because they're working on another drug that's in phase 3 clinical trials right now. It's retatrutide. I might be mispronouncing it.
Mhm.
It reminds me of Rapunzel, but I think
Mhm.
it's retatrutide.
Mhm.
They're in
Got it.
phase 3 now. They think it will hit the market in 26 or 27. And let me tell you why it's a game changer. Because Manjaro and Zepbound address 2 of the hormones.
Mhm.
Retatrutide will address a third hormone, and the specific nature is your body caloric set point. Because if you normally have a set point of 2,500 and you bring it down to 2,000, your body is going to try to compensate by outputting less, right? The third drug that they're working on, retatrutide, is going to address your body trying to output less because you're taking in less calories. So my normal size is a 14. If I get down to a 10 or a 12, my body's going to try to work its way back up to a 14 because that's my set point.
Mhm.
This drug is going to address that. And I'm hoping that when it hits the market, they have a coupon. So I'm saying all that to say, keep hope
Oh, you.
alive.
Oh, wait. So you coming back for is it run a true tide? So
Oh,
run a true tide. You coming back? You coming back, Felice?
absolutely, because the
Yeah.
idea that a drug will
Yeah,
give
that's
you the
that point.
flexibility
Mhm.
is a major breakthrough. And I was offered to participate in the trial,
Mhm.
in the clinical trial. The reason why I didn't is because it's a double blind. So some people
Mhm.
were getting placebos, and I was like, absolutely not. I am
Mhm.
not betting on getting a placebo. So
Mhm.
I'm waiting for it to hit the market. And if they follow suit and offer a coupon, that's a major development.
Yeah.
So there is reason to be hopeful.
And there are some people in our community who are in that trial right now. So yep, you're absolutely right about that. And these drugs they're just game changers. They really are. And some of them work. You just got to find the one that works for you, right? Because some of them work great for us, and some of them may not work as well for you. So what let me I want to open it back up to Melissa because you basically called the meeting, right? Melissa was like, we need to have this conversation. So Melissa, is there something that we haven't talked about tonight? And us, we're not professionals, like we're just having a conversation, right? But is there something we haven't talked about tonight that you would like us to talk about?
Just, in general, I'm very appreciative of your YouTube page because this is therapy for me. I'm on the medication because of my knees. They're bone on bone. I have to have full knee replacement on both of them. So exercising's not an option. I used to be able to swim and it would give me some relief. Well, now because of the bone on bone,
Mm.
they click every time I
Yeah.
walk. And I'm sure it's because of the weight problem I've had my whole life. And, I was smaller at one time, but like I say, it was eating disorder. It was
Mhm.
not eating correctly. And now it's just to the point where I'm so afraid that, if it comes to the point where I can't afford the medication, then it will get to the point where I'm going to gain the weight back, and
Right. And
it's
you already lost what, over 40 pounds. So you don't want to.
sure. And, I fell last September and tore my Achilles tendon. And so that made, and I weighed 285 when I did that. I weighed this morning and I weighed 287. So I went from 285 to 333 pounds while I was recovering from my Achilles. And that fast, it
Right.
blew up. And
Mhm.
then it took me to say, okay, we got to do something else because me not exercising and not moving is not an option.
Right. 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 No, I understand. I
But
understand.
thank you, Ange, because I
Mhm.
really do love the whole community and
Yes, and now we know we can now we know how to do StreamYard. We can bring you guys all into the room. Well, I don't want to keep you forever, but I do. If Terry, if you have some final remarks, is there something you want to say? You're welcome to unmute yourself.
Okay, hi everyone again. It's been an interesting discussion here. From the other end, the Medicare end, I mean, I was thrilled today because people like me have been paying out of pocket the 1100 amount. But I do understand, and there's a lot going on. My background, I have a lot of statistics. I'm an industrial engineer, and you never know what those analysts are doing when they come up with these prices. Um, People say, well, what about people on a dosage above 5? Well, there are a lot of people who entered this program, and they drop out or stop out. So I don't think that they're worried as much. I think they will come up with the vials for the next level. It wouldn't be too long there. And it is a money deal, so I wouldn't ever, dismiss that. That's important. But it was a joy today just for
Mhm.
me to pay a third of what I've been paying, about a third.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
So
I'm sure
you're on the other end of the spectrum where
on
you're
the
able to
other end,
benefit from the change, right?
and
So.
I've just been on that 2.5 for the entire journey.
wow.
My doctor's very conservative, and he said, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I'm just going to go with your suggestion. And there were slower points, but it
Mhm.
picked up. So I have a lot more patience.
Mhm.
I did get online immediately to Lilly Direct and got the information and sent it to my doctor's office, and that quick
Mhm.
they have sent that prescription to Lilly Direct.
Wow.
And
So
so
she's talking about lilydirect.com. So getting the medication
Mhm.
directly from Eli Lilly, lilydirect.com. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I sent the information to them. They may have already had it. I'm in Atlanta, and I go to a Emory clinic, so I expect to hear from Lilly Direct tomorrow. That so they can get my charge number,
Mm-hmm.
um, to send me these drugs.
That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that's congratulations to you. Fantastic. And Michelle Brooks, the Brock. Michelle, did you have any words that you wanted to share with the community? Now's your chance. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself if you like. You're welcome to if you like. No pressure. No pressure. Um,
Hey,
all
Ann.
right. And
Hey,
I,
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. Nice to hear your voice.
Great, great, great. The only thing I would say is that this medication definitely is a game changer. Obesity. We think about obesity, but what they never address is those things that drive obesity. How did people get there? These childhood experiences. People just don't. wake up one day they're fat. What is going on the inside that get us there? As Americans, we spend more money on losing weight, but we're getting bigger and bigger each year. I think that needs to be addressed from a social aspect. Um, and then bring the cost of it down, because our most vulnerable people are not covered. You think about people who may have Medicare, Medicaid. I have TRICARE, and I've been paying out of pocket for 2 years because I just refuse to accept that there's nothing that they could do for me. And I was like, I'll do it for myself. And that's the sector of society that's often overlooked as well, is that those individuals that have government insurance, and it could be TRICARE, Medicare, Medicaid, but it's so much more that I think that we can do that needs to be addressed. And I think Bernie Sanders is moving in the right direction,
Mm-hmm.
but obesity is such a complicated, it's a huge social issue. But I think if you address adverse experiences, and we can say adverse childhood experiences, trauma itself, we know is a major contributor to chronic inflammation, and hence asthma, heart disease. So it's a very
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is Dr. Michelle.
yes, yes,
Hi. Okay, okay. We need to have you back on just for an
yeah,
episode because I think I definitely want to address the underlying issues.
yeah.
We need to. We're just so you guys know, we've been playing we've been playing email tag. Um, so yeah, so we definitely we can't you can't give it all away on this episode. We gotta have a whole episode just for you to talk about these things. I forgot you should put Dr. Michelle in front of your name. You earned it.
Yeah, well, yes, I did. What lots of work, lots of hard work. Yeah, that's my take on it. Is that I think we need to be more inclusive. We talk about being inclusive,
Mm-hmm.
address poverty. Though, I mean, it's just a huge social problem. Adverse childhood experiences, as
Yeah.
those numbers go up, we have trauma, generational trauma is so much that you're telling people, oh, you're high risk for this. No, address the root cause of the situation. This is
Mm-hmm.
not anything that's secretive. The government has been knowing the link between trauma, childhood experience, adverse childhood experiences, and poor health outcomes, mainly obesity. So I think there's so
Mm-hmm.
much more that I want the government to do, and to make it more equitable for people who really need it, who may not be able to afford it. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the
A
sad.
lot of a lot of people cannot afford it.
Exactly.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Dr.
You're welcome.
Michelle.
You
Thank
are
you for
welcome.
that. Okay, I don't. We've been going for a while. I appreciate everybody coming. I hope that this has been helpful, even if you just kind of needed to connect with somebody and talk about it. Know that this is a community where I don't know everything. I'm not the expert on everything, but I can bring in people like Tia and Dr. Michelle, and then you can share your own experiences, right? Of what what the medication is doing for you. And Felice, you've been fantastic in sharing your perspective as well, so that we can see it from all sides. And I think it is wise, even if you're somebody who suffers like me with head hunger, to be thinking a few steps ahead, because definitely the pharmaceutical company, they're not playing checkers. They're definitely playing chess when it comes to this. And we should be thinking about, like, what are some things that we can put into place. Is there such a thing as a plan B for us? And if worst case scenario happens and it becomes no longer accessible for us, what are some of the things that we can do? And I think Felice opened up that thinking tonight, and I really appreciate her for doing that. So with that, if there are no other pressing comments, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for this conversation. I think there'll be more. It's been so great to be among such wonderful ladies. Thank you all. Pamela, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's a wonderful community. And I think the great thing is that we understand each other, right? We understand each other. And I think this is a great place to share information too. So as you're getting, if you're the first to get the information hot off the presses, please do share it with the community so that we can make decisions for our own health, depending on what side of the line we fall on. in our individual situations, because there's so many. Some have insurance coverage, some don't. Some pay out of pocket at a smaller rate. Some than others. Some pay for the compound. They're getting better deals than others. So there's so much here to unpack. I will say, above all things, I want each and every one of you to be safe, because I can't vouch for any of the compound companies. I don't use them, but I do know that there are several reputable ones out there to help us. But I do want you all to be safe. I celebrate you for, making this bold choice for yourself. And I applaud those of you who are getting a deal on the medication, and I'm praying and sending great vibes and hoping that things will change for those of you who are paying out of pocket, because I know that can be a hardship. That can be crippling to some of us, to have to pay that kind of money every month out of pocket, to have the health results that we want to have. So with that, I want to thank all of you for joining. Is there anything else? Is there anything I'm missing? I'm just putting your comments up here and making sure I don't miss any of yours. I want you, as always, I want you to go out there. I want you to be bold, because it takes a bold person, woman, brilliant woman, or a good man to do what you're doing, to take a stand in the fight for your health, right? It takes courage to come on here, to show your face, to share your experiences, right? Everybody knows this is a loving, kind, compassionate community. So we're here not to be judgmental, but to support and uplift one another. But it still takes courage to put it out there. I mean, if you're like me in the beginning, you don't want to share your weight. Like, you don't want to tell anybody what you weigh, right? And so it does take courage to do that. And I want you to be brilliant, because you are. You are just as you are right now, but know that you are the ones who are out there. You're on the front lines. You're going through this. There might come a time when this will be a non-issue, but you're going through it right now, and people are watching you. So I want you to be brilliant, because you are. So with that, ladies, I'll give you back your evening. Thank you so much for joining. I love you guys. I wish you only the best. Good to see your faces. I love seeing your faces. And until next time, I'll see you later. Take care.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you. Thanks, Melissa. Thanks, Tia. Thanks, Dr. Michelle. Thanks, Terry. Thank you, Pamela. So nice having all of you. Good night.
Good
Good
night. Bye.
night.
Thanks, Angie.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.